Today I'm going to show you a way that's going to take what you already have in place and convert it to the perfect gun storage solution that will keep you legal and will keep your firearm out of the hands of anybody that should not have it. Today we're going to make this short and sweet. If you haven't built your van, just know that Lost Hiway Customs is probably your best solution for building out the interior that you're going to find out there. Not only are the components DIY, not only can you configure any interior you want with them, and they all are made from riveted aluminum that's super easy to keep clean and super durable. They also allow you to take something very simple like a standard latch that comes with any component you get at Lost Hiway and replace it with a keyed one. Keyed latches are great for all kinds of things. One, it assures the drawer stays closed when you're on trails and bumping around and all that kind of stuff. Your latches are actually very well made on these components, but a little extra security isn't bad. More importantly, it allows you to store your firearm in a legal, safe way. At least here in California, we have this thing where you have to store your firearm separate from the ammunition, both in individual lock boxes. So this is kind of a way you could keep your firearms on the van that you need to keep them on the van. You don't have to worry about anybody touching them that's not supposed to be touching them. And you don't have to worry about breaking any laws because you're 100% good to go with this. It's very simple. Once you replace the latch that goes right back in where you just took the old one out, you simply take your firearm, put it in the drawer, lock it, take your ammunition, whether it be magazines or a box or however you keep your ammunition, put it in a separate drawer, close it, lock it with two lockable drawers. Your firearms and your ammunition are separated, and that will ensure that your firearm and your ammunition are locked up in separate drawers, which keeps you legal, especially here in California. But more importantly, it's a safe practice for traveling and even for storing. If you're going to keep a firearm in your vehicle, it's very important that you keep it locked up properly. Okay, that takes care of your handguns, but what about your rifles, your shotguns, all that kind of stuff? Something like this. Well, the Lost Hiway bed platform makes for a perfect storage place for any of that kind of stuff right underneath your mattress. What I want to do now is just kind of swap one of these handles out for you, just to kind of show you how easy it is. That way you feel confident that you can just go on their website, buy a handle for your cabinets or your bed system or whatever you have from Lost Hiway, and just install that thing yourself in about 2 minutes on your own at your house. All you're going to really need for this install is one of the latches, of course. I'm going to use a 5/16 ratchet and a 5/16 wrench. I'll show you why. You can actually technically just get away with using this 5/16 wrench if you don't have a ratchet and socket set. All right, guys, this is the side that I keep my bed on. There are two latches on this bed side, but we really only have to put a locking latch on one side to keep things legal. So you're just going to kind of open it up. Again, what I do is I keep all my bedding here, so it actually makes for a great spot to lay this, for now, this shotgun in place. And know that it's not going to bang around. It's not going to get scratched up or anything like that. Once you loosen the bolt enough to get your hand on it, it's much easier just to unscrew it by hand. That way you can ensure not losing anything as well. And once you remove this clamp, you can just set it aside for a minute. You're going to reuse that. Remove the old latch and grab a keyed one. That will go in the exact same place as the other one that you just removed. You'll throw your C clamp back on, or C bracket, whatever you'd like to call this, maybe a U bracket, I'm not sure. You're going to hand tighten it as much as you can. And then you're going to grab your little socket and you're going to give it a couple turns. Don't over tighten these, guys. Yeah, it's easy to strip this kind of stuff out. Just make it nice and snug so it doesn't come loose. So once your latch is installed, you're going to want to adjust the height of the mechanism that keeps it pinched to the cabinet. And you can just kind of judge off the height of your old one. And that will just give you a good idea on where it is. This has a little nut on it that you'll tighten down. And that is where the 5/16 wrench comes in. Now on this nut particular, just snug it up. Do not crank on that bad boy at all, or you will strip it out. If you want, the factory latches have this black cover on them. I will actually remove these and put them onto my new latch in a minute. But first I want to show you how it works. There's some finger holes in this cabinet top. You can actually close it and feel what kind of play is there. So if there's a lot of play, just kind of open it. Let's adjust this to be a little bit longer. And then once you've made your adjustments, you'll lock it in place. You'll see that that is great. You then can just open it back up, take your firearm, place it in your box, lock it up with the key, and you know that you are safe and legal. It really is that easy, guys. For about 2 minutes a latch and a couple bucks for the purchase, you can take your existing cabinets and convert them into a safe, legal way of carrying any firearm you would like. If you want some of these latches, you can just go over to Lost Hiway Customs website or reach out to them through their social media. Tell them you want some key latches. They'll tell you how to find them.